Hey guys, this is Brian. Welcome back to Classic G-Body Garage. And today, I'm going to be talking to you guys about this little thing right here. What is it? Well, it is important to your safety. It is a commonly broken item on any 78 to 88 G-Body. I'm going to tell you what it is and how to replace it. Hit that subscribe button. Okay, so the seatbelt retractor lever is located down in the corner of the door jamb on both the passenger and driver side doors. Now, a four-door and wagon do not have a mechanism that looks like this. Their mechanism is a plunger that plunges in and out of the door jamb. So those do not commonly break like the ones on the two doors do. Now, when you open the door, this lever pulls back towards you. When you close the door rests against this lever and pushes it back, and that is what activates the ratchet inside of the seat belt. Now let me walk over to the driver's side and show you what a broken one looks like. Alright, so here we go on the driver's side. What happens over time is the arm on the lever breaks off, and it is most commonly broken on the driver's side because, of course, the driver's side door is most commonly open and closed much more than the passenger side. And the reason why these break is because over time water gets down inside of these and rusts up the pivot. Once the pivot rusts up, these start to bind. You close the door, this is only plastic, and it's going to break. So this lever then will not move back and forth, and then in turn does not activate the ratchet inside of the seat belt, and therefore the seat belt acts like the door is constantly open and retracts, because when you open the door you want the seat belt to come back and get out of your way. Alright, let's go for a ride, but safety first, right? Let's get the seat belt on. Alright, Jesus Christ. Alright, well, I don't know what's going on here. Man, the seatbelt will not stop retracting. It keeps on trying to choke me out. Well, this is definitely not a comfortable situation. So, this is basically how a seatbelt reacts when the seatbelt retracting lever is broken. It will not stop retracting, and it, in turn, tries to choke you out, which definitely is not a safe thing. So, let me get into one of my other cars and show you how a seatbelt is supposed to function when that component is properly working. Alright, now I am inside one of my other cars where the seatbelt retractor is not broken, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how the seatbelt operates when the retractor is functioning properly. So get in your car, close the door, because the door has to be closed in order for the lever to engage properly. Put on the seatbelt, and then give the seatbelt a little tug, and then you can hear it click, and that is the lever engaging the ratcheting system inside of the seatbelt itself. And now you can see the seatbelt is now resting against my body. It's not trying to constantly pull back and strangle me. So there you go. So now let's go ahead and get that part replaced. So here we have one already removed from one of my other cars because I'm doing a seatbelt swap inside of it. So let me walk over to there, but this is what it looks like when it is out of the car, and you can see that this one is actually kind of rusted. So what I'm going to do is pump some oil inside of that hole right there, and then you can also put some oil down, just dribble some right down inside that pivot right there, and the oil will seep inside. So let me walk over to the car that I'm working on. Alright, so I'm working on the 78 Calais moonroof. I am in the process of replacing the seat belts, so I have them all undone. I got the passenger side installed, and I have the driver's side here. I just finished installing this, and basically this is an excellent opportunity to show you guys how to go about replacing one of these levers here, the seatbelt tensioner lever. So in order to do so, there's a couple of steps. really all you need is a Phillips screwdriver, because these are just held in with a couple of Phillips screws. So once you remove those screws, this simply just pulls right out. All right, once the screws are removed, just go ahead and that pulls right on through, just like that. All right, I got the panel pulled out of the way, and you can see how the release lever feeds through the quarter panel, and the cable runs through, and there is how the end piece feeds through. There is a white eyelet, a white plastic eyelet that the lever green piece feeds through. And then what happens is, I'll show you, as this lever moves back and forth, you can see how it pushes on a release lever on the ratcheting mechanism. So when the door is closed, it releases the lever, which activates the ratchet. Once you open the door, the green piece right here activates the lever, pushes on the lever, and then that releases the ratcheting system, which then in turn your seatbelt retracts back when you open the door. So that is how that works. So this is the reason why you need to go ahead and remove this panel, because chances are you are never going to feed this through that white eyelet without removing that panel to get this to function properly. So I highly suggest removing this panel, otherwise you're going to run into some real problems, and what's the whole point of doing the project if you don't do it correctly? So it does take a little bit of time, a little bit more time consuming than you might think, removing a couple of screws, removing the seat, but in the end you're going to have a much more enjoyable ride. Alright guys, well that is it for this episode of G-Body How To. Now to go ahead and help you out on your G-Body project, I'm going to go ahead and post my G-Body How To playlist in the upper right hand corner of this video, so make sure you're clicking on that, and also leaving me comments if you have questions about your project. And if you find this video helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and also if you're not a subscriber, make sure you click on that subscribe button below, because I am sure you will like my channel and the future videos that I have coming up on Classic G-Body Garage. And until the next Classic G-Body Garage video, keep those G-Bodies rolling.